Tropical storm Melissa targets Jamaica. Is this the next big hurricane? Dark clouds gather over the Caribbean Sea, and the wind begins to whisper warnings of what's ahead. Tropical storm Melissa has formed, and Jamaica now finds itself in the storm's projected path. The system, which developed quickly in the central Caribbean, has already brought heavy rains and gusty winds to nearby islands, and forecasters say it could strengthen further as it moves westward. For many Jamaicans, these alerts stir up familiar memories of past hurricanes that reshaped entire communities overnight. The fear is not just about wind or rain, it's about power cuts, flooded roads, and the anxious wait for daylight after a night of howling uncertainty. The question everyone is asking now: will Melissa become the first major hurricane to strike Jamaica this season? Meteorologists are tracking the storm closely, warning that even if it does not reach hurricane strength, it poses serious threats. Flash floods, landslides, and dangerous sea conditions are expected across the island, especially along the southern and eastern coasts. Jamaica has been placed under a tropical storm watch, meaning that storm conditions are possible within the next 48 hours. What we know about Tropical Storm Melissa. As of the latest advisory, Melissa has sustained winds of around 50 miles per hour. The storm is moving slowly, and that's a dangerous sign. Slow-moving systems can dump massive amounts of rain over one area, triggering landslides and flash floods. Forecasters from the National Hurricane Center say Melissa could strengthen if wind shear decreases and ocean temperatures remain warm, both of which are currently in its favor. Satellite imagery shows the storm structure tightening, with strong convection near the center, an indicator of potential intensification. This means Jamaica could experience stronger winds, heavier rainfall, and rising sea levels along coastal areas if the storm continues to develop. Even without direct landfall, outer rain bands could cause severe flooding in low-lying communities. Local authorities are urging Jamaicans to prepare now. The Meteorological Service has advised residents in flood-prone areas to secure their homes, clear drains, and have emergency supplies ready. Fisherfolk and coastal operators have been warned to remain in port, as seas are expected to become dangerously rough. The storm's exact path remains uncertain, but its effects could be felt across the entire island. Jamaica's readiness and vulnerability. Every year, Jamaica faces the same critical question: are we truly ready for a major storm? Despite repeated warnings and lessons from hurricanes like Ivan and Gilbert, drainage systems remain clogged, shelters under-equipped, and communication networks fragile. In rural communities, many homes are still built with materials that cannot withstand strong winds. When storms hit, the poorest always suffer the most. Government agencies have begun coordinating emergency responses, but preparedness often depends on individual action. Many Jamaicans are stocking up on candles, batteries, and non-perishables, a ritual of caution that speaks volumes about the island's resilience. Yet, there's an underlying frustration. After decades of storm seasons, why does disaster readiness still feel reactive rather than proactive? This storm is also arriving in the middle of an already challenging economic period. Tourism is still recovering, inflation remains high, and global shipping disruptions continue to affect imports. A direct hit from Melissa could cost Jamaica millions in damages and delay key sectors like agriculture and tourism. Once again, the nation braces itself, physically and economically, for impact. Lessons from the past. History reminds us that Jamaica has weathered countless storms, both literal and political. Hurricanes Gilbert, 1988, Ivan, 2004, and Sandy, 2012, each left scars that reshaped how the nation prepares. In every case, recovery came not just from government aid, but from the unity and determination of ordinary Jamaicans. Communities pulled together, rebuilding homes and lives from the wreckage. The lesson from those experiences is clear: preparation saves lives. Even a Category 1 storm can cause devastating flooding and landslides in Jamaica's hilly terrain. The terrain itself amplifies risk. When torrential rains fall on steep slopes, communities below often face deadly mudslides. That's why officials stress early evacuation and awareness, not panic. But there's also a call for long-term change. Climate scientists warn that the Caribbean is entering an era of more frequent and more intense storms. Warmer ocean temperatures are fueling faster storm formation and unpredictable paths. Melissa might just be one of many warnings in a season that's only beginning. The bigger picture, climate change and the Caribbean. Tropical storm Melissa isn't just a weather event. It's part of a growing trend linked to climate change. Warmer seas feed storms with more energy, turning what could have been a mild system into a destructive force. Over the past decade, the Caribbean has seen shorter gaps between major hurricanes and stronger ones, too. Jamaica, sitting in the center of these shifting patterns, finds itself on the front line of climate vulnerability. Experts argue that adaptation must go beyond emergency response. Jamaica needs stronger coastal defenses, upgraded drainage systems, and smarter urban planning. International aid and regional cooperation can help, but ultimately, resilience must be built at home, in communities, schools, and local councils that understand their terrain best. Every storm is a test of that resilience. Melissa is the latest reminder that the Caribbean's fight isn't only against the weather, but against a changing planet. Whether Jamaica weathers the storm with minimal damage or faces another national disaster will depend on how well we've learned from the past and how prepared we are for the future. Stay safe, stay ready. As night falls and the winds begin to rise, the message is simple: stay alert, stay informed, and stay safe. Follow official updates from the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, secure your surroundings, and check in on neighbors who may need help. Storms pass, but preparation determines how we emerge after they're gone. Melissa may test Jamaica's strength once again, but if there's one thing this island has proven time and time again, it's resilience. From the mountains to the coastline, Jamaicans know how to endure and how to rebuild.